So it might be 7 gets the ball, plays on the half turn, into his teammate, and then it could be a one-touch shot, or it could be he or she may use a turn to beat the player and then try and score. Hi, my name's Zahid Patel. I'm the FA Coach Regional Development Officer. This is session 6 of a 6-week programme. This programme is targeted towards 12 to 16-year-olds, focusing on attacking skills with turning and running with the ball. So the session focus is around turning and consolidating the past 5 weeks going into week 6. The session intentions are around how to use the turn, when to use it, and using it in different formats of the game, so the player is aware, using the pitch, the players around them, of when to use it, when to turn, when to move forward, when to shoot. So the arrival activity is a small game of 1v1, and the aim of the game is for the player to receive the ball from the opposition just there, and the aim is to dribble or move towards the goal that they're attacking, use a turn to beat the defender, however they may want to do it, and then put the ball into the net. It's simple, it's 1 versus 1, so it gets them into the game and uses the past 5 sessions around dribbling and turning, ready to move on into the game format. You can make it more difficult, or you can develop the session further by adding constraints, adding the number of touches that the player is allowed, or the certain types of turn, and then you work from there. So this next practice is 2v2 with 1 feeder. So the feeder would play in the ball to the team that's going to be in possession, and the aim of the game is for them to move with the ball, but every time you as a coach calls out the turn or the type of turn, the team has to replicate that turn and then pass the ball off to his teammate. So you might shout, Cruyff turn. So player comes in, he's received the ball, he's moving around, Cruyff turn, turns, changes direction, and then passes the ball off to his teammate, ready for him when the coach, you as a coach, shouts the instructions or the type of turn that they want. To develop it further, we may then bring in a goalkeeper. So then this becomes a 3v2, but the opposite way. The aim will still be the same, for the feeder to play the ball in, and you as a pair would play 2 outfield players, pass the ball, turn, and can we shoot? So it might be 7 gets the ball, plays on the half turn, into his teammate, and then it could be a one-touch shot, or it could be he or she may use a turn to beat the player and then try and score. So this next practice are different elements of the game or different pitch sizes which we replicate when you as a team play games. So the idea is for the player or the team with the ball, so we're going to start with a 2v1, play the ball into his teammate, and this pitch is very narrow, so we're not using the width, we're using the central area just to try and score. So it could be that the central midfielder in a game format would be passing the ball into your striker, who would then try and turn and score. So the ball may come from the midfielder into your striker, who then turns, and again the different types of turn, and emphasise those different types of turn to get the ball out, create the space for them to shoot, to score. If we further develop that, we could then go into 3v2 game here, but to add some constraints or to add some challenges to the defending team is that if they receive the ball, they can score in the 2 small goals that are popped up on the side. So it could be a bit of the same format. The ball is played, it starts with the defending player, who would then pass to his teammates, and the idea is to get themselves up the pitch, but using turns to move the ball forward. So it might be that he comes in, open body turn, play the ball forward into the striker, who may turn to shoot, or it might go turn the other way to bring the teammate back into play. If we're to develop it even further, we could go now into a bit of a diamond pitch and play 3v3, make it more congested, and try and make pockets of spaces to receive the ball, to turn from side to side to create the space to score. So it might start here, might have to play on the line, move the ball forward, again with a turn, might be turning going backwards to receive, and it's about being patient to create the space to turn, to make the space to shoot, to score. So this next practice is now about both turning with the ball and dribbling. The aim of the game is to start with the feeder or the player with the ball, or the central midfielder or the defensive midfielder or the player maker in your team. He or she will have the ball and then look to play forward, whether it fizzes out to the winger or the wing back, whichever way they prefer. And the idea is that this is now played here, and they could turn to dribble forward, or they may dribble coming in just here to then play the ball to the teammate, who again in turn will look to either dribble, turn to find the pocket of space to play the teammate in. So it could come from this way into the central area, back out wide. And the reason why we've restricted the pitch is to now try and focus on the central area to allow the winger or the wing back to come in. He or she has no option but to turn, to cut in, or turn to pass to a teammate. So it could come this way, they've had to turn in or cut in, and it could be fed forward there, it could be fed here for the teammate to receive the ball, possibly on a half turn, to then shoot into the goal. To learn more, please visit the England Football Learning website or the YouTube channel.